Well, Republicans want Medicaid cuts and tax cuts, but they can't have both. Here are your D.C. Daily headlines for May the 13th. Massive cuts to Medicaid are part of President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill. After months of denials, Republican lawmakers releasing their plan to pay for tax cuts by slashing Medicaid funding by more than 80% for millions of low-income and disabled Americans. Now, some Republicans already saying they plan to vote down that budget bill. Speaker Johnson is hoping to pass this to the president in less than 2 weeks. Inflation expected to be on the rise again after a small drop in March. The April Consumer Price Index comes out this morning, expected to show that inflation is ticking up from March. Now, this is the first inflation report since President Trump's Liberation Day tariffs. But economists say the full impacts of the tariffs won't be seen for about 3 to 6 months. House Republicans want to use billions of dollars in taxpayer money for public schools and religious schools, or private schools rather. The $5 billion supports President Trump's goal of universal school choice. Supporters say that the money will help parents pay for schools they feel is best for their kids, but critics say that it takes money from public schools and parents who cannot afford private school even with the school choice allowance. Now, because this is part of a budget reconciliation, Republicans do not need Democratic support in the Senate to get it passed.
We are back now at 7:10 with new details about President Trump's tax package.
This afternoon, the House Ways and Means Committee will have its first hearing on the bill. As it stands, the House Republicans' plan looks to cut taxes by more than $4 trillion and spending by $1.5 trillion. But at least $880 billion worth of those cuts could come out of Medicaid. President Trump said last week that the administration would do nothing to hurt Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security. The measure also increases the child tax credit and the standard deduction and adds new tax breaks.
So we're going to have 5 million Americans without health insurance, and we're going to have $7 trillion over the next decade of more debt.
We're giving not only no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, but also we're going to get a deduction for people that borrow money to buy a car.
The bill also extends the 2017 tax cuts that are set to expire this year, but Democrats argue 80% of the big, beautiful bill benefits the one percenters.